I was born and raised in Lowell. Both my parents were born and raised in Lowell. And I've lived here my whole entire life. I'm married for 24 years. And I have two beautiful children who are 21 and 18. Since April 15th, our lives have been turned upside down and we're trying to find our new normal. My sister has a lot of friends that she runs with, and it became a goal of theirs to do the Boston Marathon. The day that we found out that she got a number and she was going to run, my husband took that day off. But there wasn't a question that we weren't going to be there for her.
We had never been there before, so I was just amazed at just the enthusiasm. You could sense that everybody kind of had the same feeling.
We weren't even there for 10 minutes, I don't think. But everything happened so fast.
It went off. And to me, I heard the sound of like what I can only describe as a firecracker followed by the concussive effect of the bomb, and then it got louder.
I'll never forget that. I mean, one second I'm standing there and the next there was this horrific blast. The horror of those few seconds, the smell, the screaming, the confusion, and I just remember thinking like, no, like this didn't just happen, no.
I did a quick assessment of her body and I saw her eyes were open. I knew she was okay, at least alive, and then I started to look down the rest of her body, and that's when I got to her legs. What prompted me into action was I saw her blood leaving her body with every heartbeat. You could actually see the heart pumping the blood out right onto the sidewalk. The second one went off while I was applying the tourniquets. I knew it was another device, but I couldn't leave my wife. So I stayed there and just comforted her as much as I could. And then they put her on the gurney. And that's when I sent Tyler that text message.
And I got a text from my dad that said, come to Boston Medical Center. Mom's critical and can't find Sid, and that was it.
So when I came to, there were just all these men around me, and they were putting pressure on my thigh and just telling me, like, you're gonna be okay, buddy, just hold on to my shirt, squeeze as tight as you can, and keep your eyes open.
Sydney was more gravely injured than I was. Her femoral artery was severed, and as a mom, it kills me to think about she could have just bled to death on the sidewalk without her mom and dad next to her.
I probably got from Lowell to Boston Medical Center in 20 minutes, and it usually takes like 45 minutes to get there. The first person I saw when I walked into the hospital was my dad, some weird coincidence. And I just looked at him, and I finally knew how bad it was.
Then the next thing I knew, the doctor was at my side with this clipboard, and he said, and I'll just never forget how sort of stoic he looked, and he just very seriously, he said, we need you to sign this form so that we can amputate both your legs. And I just remember sort of just taking a breath and like literally, staring at him, like thinking he's going to change what he's saying or something. And then I just remember looking at him and I went, both?
When I realized that I thought we were going to be okay as a family was when they were put together in the same room, were able to see each other. We didn't laugh or smile for a little while, but that eventually did come.
First thing she said to me was, I can't believe I didn't see you finish this thing. I said to her, we're gonna run you a marathon next. And that's what we've been doing this year. This year has been a marathon. And it started out slow, and you know, we've had our heartbreak hills, we've had every piece of it. We were first introduced to CAF through Natalie Morales at NBC, and we were invited to attend the gala event. I just knew that I had to get her there to help heal her head. That's what was hurting the most, was just she was just so afraid of what her new life was going to be like. And CAF did a great job. They put her in touch with Jami Goldman, who's also a double amputee.
We spent almost an hour on the phone just talking and chatting and crying. I never met this woman, but I could feel her pain through the phone of what is my future going to be. And she wanted to know that, am I going to walk again? You know, will I be able to walk my children down the aisle someday? You know, all these unanswered questions that, yes, your prosthetist and your doctors can tell you, but for me to share my story with her and let her know I've lived almost a similar path from the age of 19, it helped her realize I can do this.
The milestones that we would hit, the things that we would do, I would sort of be like, you know, yeah, like, you know, F you terrorists. Like, you know, you hurt us, you took so much away, but like in your face.
And it's only been a year, and to see how far she's come in a year just touches my heart in so many ways, because she's really proved to the world that nothing can stop you.
We've just gotten so much closer. She's my best friend.
My mom is my inspiration.
Of course, we still have some very difficult days behind closed doors, but what amazes me is just her strength. How she pushes forward and through stuff, and has just learned how to begin to run on her running legs, and has become more proficient on the legs, and has just made adjustments to deal with everyday life, the simple things, driving a car, getting around the house, doing chores again. It just amazes me and makes me fall in love with her all over again, if not more and deeper.